Okay, I'm going to show you another relationship between cosine and sine, because they just love each other and they just love being related to each other. I don't know what I'm saying, whatever. So let's say I have an angle theta. What? I got an angle theta. Theta. Okay, that wasn't drawn too well. Theta. That angle's theta. Now we know this point right here. So this point right here, the point where it intersects the unit circle, is sine of theta, right? We know that's sine of theta. We know that this point right here, where that point where that intersects that x point, is cosine of theta. And we know this because this is an extension of the unit circle definition, where it's like if sine of theta is equal to, so opposite over hypotenuse, opposite over the hypotenuse, right? The opposite from this angle would be this right here. So the length of this, or the y, divided by the hypotenuse. But if the hypotenuse is 1, then it's just going to be a y. So that sine is just equal to y. And the same thing with the cosine. If cosine cosine of theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, well, then it's just going to be the length of this right here. This is the adjacent side to theta over the hypotenuse, but the hypotenuse is just 1, so it's just that x. So that cosine would just be equal to the x. But let's say we were to change it from theta to theta plus pi over 2. Theta plus pi over 2 is 90 degrees. So we'd basically just sort of be like mirroring this, making a 90-degree angle with this right here. And that angle would be equal to theta. So this angle right here, this whole angle from the unit circle starting right here, is equal to, from here to here, is equal to theta plus pi over 2, which is 90 degrees. This angle right here is theta, because from here to here is 90 degrees. And we're going from here to all the way to here, which is theta plus, which is 90 degrees plus theta. So then, what is the sine right here? Right? It's going to be equal to that right there. Well, that's going to be sine plus theta. So what is sine of theta plus, no, the sine of theta plus pi over 2? Sine of theta plus pi over 2. Well, if this is theta, then we should have the same dimensions of this same triangle right here, because they have the same angle. So this longer side right here, this adjacent side to this angle, should be equal to this adjacent side right here. And this right here should be equal to this right here. The opposite side should be equal to this opposite side right here, because they have the same angle. Which means that this right here, being on the y-axis, this means that this is going to be the sine. The sine of this angle right here, of sine, again, like this y, which is sine of theta plus pi over 2, it's going to be that right there, is going to have to be equal to this adjacent side right here. They have to have the same length, this cosine of just theta. So that's what this is. Sine of theta plus pi over 2 is equal to cosine of theta. And the same thing with cosine of pi over 2 of cosine of theta cosine of theta plus pi over 2 is also equal to sine of theta. So yeah, that's another relationship they have because they just love each other so much and they love being related to each other so they can Alabama stuff, It's cool.